Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, to the United States we go today because that is where the bulk of the news is today. So to the United States we go, and to Washington DC, the White House we visit, and of course to see Donald Trump. Guys, I bring you this. German president reveals what caused US Capitol violence. So of course we all saw it. We all saw what happened in the United States late last night, early this morning, depending on wherever you are. Donald Trump and his band of merry men, the MAGA group, Make America Great Again group, this band of right-wing extremists who alarmingly constitute a very large mass within the United States, have now marched on the democracy of that country itself, which is of course the Capitol Hill. And then of course now they've broken into that building and desecrated the very heart of American democracy. So the German speaks as again, German president reveals what caused US Capitol violence. So now let's now see what the take is from Deutschland. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has reacted to the Capitol building violence. The riots triggered by President Donald Trump's supporters left 4 people dead. Steinmeier said it was caused by lies and provocations from the highest level of authority in the United States. The president spoke in an address to the nation. The scene we saw are the result of lies and more lies of division and contempt for democracy, of hate and rabble-rousing, including at the highest level. Sputnik quoted him as saying, the leader described the U.S. Congress disorder as a turning point in the American history and an attack on the liberal democracy. Hours after the incident, the lawmakers certified Joe Biden as president. Biden won the Electoral College by 306 votes to Trump's 232. The former senator was the first presidential challenger to win more than 80 million popular votes. So that is now the missives coming out of Germany, and I for one have never seen anything like that in the United States. I have seen it copiously and plentifully, of course, being a Nigerian, but of course I have never seen anything like that in the United States. Not only have I not seen anything like that in the United States, I have never even ever imagined anything like that happening in the United States. But happened it has, and it has happened, and we saw it live streamed to our very alarm and bewilderment. So now this is now the goings on now within the United States. A coup is what we saw, because some of us that come from certain parts of the world, some of us that come from Nigeria, because of course the bulk of my audience is Nigerian as I am, some of us who come from that part of the world, and especially a place like Nigeria, we know the tone and texture and the template of a military coup. And this is not a military coup because of course the military were not involved, but this is certainly a civilian coup, and definitely an uprising. So now this is now what's been going on now within the United States. And this really goes to the heart of a point that I have often made, and I've been saying this for years and years and years, and every time I do say it, people tell me to shut up and get lost. But I am of the view that the American presidency is so potent and so powerful and so significant to the world that the decision on who occupies that post of the American president should not be left to the Americans, because the Americans are not emancipated, they are not intellectually astute enough. They don't have the roundness. Of course, some of the most brilliant minds in the world are American. We all know that. I mean, I don't have to tell anybody. This is common knowledge. Some of the most brilliant minds in the world are Americans, but unfortunately the mass of the American population, they are not especially mentally evolved, cranially evolved. They don't really seem to see beyond the razzmatazz of being American to be American. This is really the problem that that country contends with. And that is fair enough because, of course, they are individuals and they are entitled to be as they would be, but really where it becomes a thing of concern is when they go then with that mindset to elect a president. And the example now that really makes that point, of course, is this present situation that we're in. This is a guy that would go around shouting abuse at any and everybody. This is a guy that everybody reports he doesn't do his homework. He just thinks to flash in front of you. Have to remember, of course, that this guy came from television. So he just thinks the whole thing is just one publicity stream, that he just has to be current in terms of photo opportunities and sound bites, and that is pretty much how we ran the American presidency up to this point, up to the point that even now the Americans, I'm sorry to say, dumb as they are, the Americans, dumb as they are, they also now have now gotten to that point to realize that no, this is that step too far. So quickly they removed him, and quickly he has been removed. But then, of course, he has been removed and he refused to go. But really, what is going on in the United States should not really catch anybody off guard or by surprise, because Donald Trump has never was. This guy has lived his life in the public space all through most of his adult life, so is not an unknown quantity to the Americans. And this guy has never, in fairness to him, indicated that he was any different than how he is manifesting now. So nobody can claim to be caught off guard that Donald Trump is the way he is, because Donald Trump has always been this way. This is who he is, and this is how he has always presented, and this is how he has governed now the United States now for the last 4 years or so. And we are now at the final tails of his presidency. But will he leave is the question. And that, by the way, is a very valid question. So listen to that question again and think then, as you're listening, who I am talking about and the space that I am talking about. What trumpet itself, that is the United States, what trumpet itself, the place that trumpet itself as the beacon of democracy. So what I am saying is, will the American president, I'm not saying the Peruvian president or the Nicaraguan president or El Salvador or Ghana or Nigeria or Malaysia, I'm talking about the American president. Will the American president who has been voted out by the Americans to be replaced by another person, will he actually give up that presidency and let power transit? This now is a valid question, and I am asking it about the American president. And what is even more alarming is that nobody is surprised or caught off guard by this question, and this is a question that everybody is asking. So now the damage that this guy has done to the United States, we will only start to audit it after he has left. But really, will he leave is the question. You have to remember that the American presidency is a very potent position, and this guy, for as long as he continues, as he remains president, for as long as he is president, this guy, he has within him the powers to refuse to leave that place and declare martial law or something and take a military route and claim that there's some secrets that he knows that for reasons of national security, he would not transit that power, and he can just realign the military structures of the United States and stay in power. And as for a rerun, he does have that within him to do it, and the powers are vested in that position to do it. But will he then do it is the thing, because Donald Trump is one of those people. He has no shame, we already know that, and he has no self-awareness or self-audit, and he cannot think beyond himself. So if he's now thinking, if he's so hurt by the fact that the Americans are letting him go, he might well have the thought to smash up everything before he leaves. And that first step of smashing up everything before he leaves was sending his followers to Capitol Hill to go and carry out, as we saw them carry out in the early hours of yesterday or the early mornings of today, depending on where you are. Conversations in the comment section. We are talking about the United States. Is the alarm really? Is the most shocking part of this particular narrative. But the German chancellor, it's not the chancellor actually, but the president. You do have to understand the distinction between the German president and the German chancellor. The German chancellor, as we know, is Angela Merkel, but the president, who is more of a ceremonial sort of like a position within the German structure, is Frank-Walter Steinmeier. So Frank-Walter Steinmeier has spoken. Now what says you? Come share thoughts. But before you come share those thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, will Donald Trump actually leave the White House? Is a legitimate question that I am asking seriously. Come give your answers in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.